So guys, I just made a straight line here, okay, and this will be my starting point, and it's also my shoulder line. Okay, my fabric is folded into two, and I will be drafting out the back pattern of the top, or you can call it a blouse. So this is what we'll be doing first. And how I got the folds, I think here I have about 14 and a half. Yes, I have 14 and a half inches. And how I got this is I used the biggest part of my blouse measurement, okay, and that is my hip. So I divided it into 4 and then added 2.5 extra allowance. Okay, so the next step is to measure the length of the top. The length of the top, and if you can see it from the picture, is below the hip. So the length of my top is 30 inches. 30 inches. So I marked 30 inches, then add extra 1 inch for the folding allowance. Okay, so just extend the line. And just extend the line. Okay, so this is my, I don't know if it's that clear, this is my blouse length, my folding allowance. So I haven't got the length. The next step is to make my shoulder measurement. Actually, this top will just be having a button at the back. Okay, I'm not going to be inserting a zipper, so it will just have a button at the back. So I will only give it half an inch allowance for the button. Okay, it's just half an inch allowance for the button, and the button will not even get down. It will just be about maybe 3 to 4 inches at the back. Don't worry, I'll be showing you the opening. Okay, just about 4 inches at this back. It will just be open from here to here. All right, but for the cutting, I'll be, for the drafting, I'll be measuring half an inch down to the folding allowance and also the length of the blouse. Okay, so I'll use my ruler and connect them together. And the reason why it's having this button behind is just for ease. So from this half an inch allowance, I'll be measuring my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 14 inches. 14 inches divided by 2 will give me 7 inches. And here I have my 7 inches plus half inch for sewing allowance. So altogether here I have 7.5 inches allowance. Okay, so before I drag that line down from this shoulder line, no space, from this shoulder line to my bust measurement. From the shoulder to my bust measurement, it's 10 inches. Here I have my 10 inches. From my shoulder to my bust measurement is 10 inches. Okay, so this is my 10 inches. Connect these lines with my ruler. From my shoulder to my bust measurement, it's 10 inches. From my shoulder to my waistline is 16 inches. Okay, 16 inches. Then from my shoulder also to my hip line is 22 inches. It's 22 inches. Then from my shoulder to the length of my blouse is 31. Okay, so I'll just connect these lines together. I have my 16 and I have my 22 inches. So remember I said my shoulder measurement is 7 inches. It's 14 inches divided by 2. That gave me 7. Then I added half an inch. That's 7.5. So I'll drag this 7.5 inches down to my bust line. Drag it down to my bust line. Okay. And also to get your armhole, it's your shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7 inches plus 1 extra inch. That is 8 inches. Okay, that is the easiest way to get your armhole measurement. All right, let me repeat it. I said to get your armhole measurement is your shoulder measurement divided by 2. Mine is 14 inches divided into 2. That gives me 7 plus 1 extra inch. That is 8 inches. That is my armhole measurement. Okay, so I'll just drag this line down to 8 inches here. The curve here. So what I'll do is my bust measurement. My bust measurement is 39 inches. 39 inches divided by 4. 39 inches divided by 4 will give me 9.7. So from this half an inch allowance and directly on this 8 inches, okay, I measure my 9.7. I'm 9.7 inches. Then I measure the midpoint. The midpoint here is 4 inches allowance. Okay, 4 inches. So we connect from this 4 inches to this bust measurement I just made. Okay, use your curve ruler. So use your curve ruler. So I haven't gotten this. I place my bust measurement on the bust line. That is 9.7 inches. Then depending on how, I'll be adding 2.5 inches extra allowance, sewing allowance. Okay, because mine will not be that tight. Okay, then for the waist measurement, I have 37 inches for the waist measurement. So the waist 37 inches divided by 4 will give 9.2. So I'll be placing the 9.2 on my waist line, then adding the same 2.5 measurement and 2.5 allowance for the waist line. Okay, here I have on the bust line 2.5 inches allowance, for the waistline the same 2.5 inches allowance. Then for the hip, The hip is 42 inches divided by 4. That will give me 11 inches. So that the 11 inches will be here. Plus the same 2.5 inches allowance, sewing allowance, okay? So I have it here. So I'll check what I have here. I have 13.7 inches on my hip line, so I'll be inserting the same 13.7 inches on the top length. So I use my ruler and connect them together. So back to the shoulder measurement. The wideness of the neckline, okay, the wideness of the neckline for the back measurement, I'll be making use of 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches wide. Then the depth of this back, I'll be making use of 3 inches. Okay, I'll be making use of 3 inches. So I use my curve ruler and connect them together. Then on this armhole line, we'll be measuring 1/2 inch for the shoulder slope. Connect it to this neckline. That will be all for the back. So the next thing, I'll be cutting out the back pattern of this fabric, okay? So all I did was measure 4 inches from the back neckline, and that is where I'll be making an opening for my button. So I'll just use my scissors and open it up till that 4 inches. So I'll be using this back pattern of the fabric to cut out the front pattern of the top. So I've placed the back pattern on this fabric folded into. So I haven't placed this. Everything will be the same except for the armhole and also the depth of the front neckline, okay? So I'll just trace out what I have here, okay? Then I'll cut out everything. And also remember, for the front, I took out the 1/2 inches allowance that I left for the back button, okay? So I'm cutting the front without that 1/2 inches allowance. Okay. Remember the back depth was 3 inches, okay? So for the front, I'm still making use of the same wideness, which is of the back, okay, which is 3.5, but the depth is going to be different. For the front, I'll be making use of 4 inches for the depth. 4 inches for the depth for my front. for my front neckline. I'll be making use of 4 inches, so I'll connect together. I still have my shoulder slant, okay. Then for this armhole, I'll just measure, I'll come in by 1/2 inch, okay. And I'll connect them together, okay. And that will be all. And that will be all. Alright, this is the front part of the top, and you know it has an opening at one of the sides. So in order for me to achieve that, I'll be making use of my nipple to nipple measurement, okay. And my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches. 8 inches. So 8 inches divided by 2, that will give me 4 inches. Then I'll be adding extra 1/2 inch for the swing, okay, so that I will still arrive at that my 8 inches nipple to nipple measurement. So what I did next was measure from my shoulder line down to my top length, the 4.5 inches, okay. Then I used my ruler to connect the lines together. I'll do next, I just cut here out, and that is all for this front pattern of the top. So for the sleeve length, I'll be making use of 12 inches. I'm just making use of the remaining ankara fabric, okay. Here I have 12 inches, and for the round sleeve I have 13 inches. 13 inches divided by 2 will give me 6.5 inches. So for the round sleeve, 6.5, then I'll be adding 1.5 inches extra for the sewing allowance, okay. And remember I have 8 inches for my sleeve, for the round sleeve, is what I have here. Is what I have here. And plus extra 1.5 inches, that'll give me 9.5. So I'll just connect it down here. Notch the middle. So I'll be using the sleeve that I just cut to cut out the second part of the sleeve for the top, okay. So what I did next was cut out my lining with exactly what I have on the fabric, okay. So I have everything for the front and back pattern, and also the sleeve. So what I'll do next, I'll take this to my machine, join the lining to the fabric, then I'll come and show you. All right. So guys, I finished attaching the lining to the fabric. These are my sleeves. This is the front pattern of the fabric. Okay, you can see the opening. You can see the wrong side of it. Okay, and this is the back pattern of the top. You can see where I'll be inserting my button. Okay, so the next step is to join the shoulders together, then shape the top. Okay, so guys, this is it. This is my top. I've inserted the sleeves, the button at the back. So thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe, like and share this video. Okay, see you in my next video. Bye.